Hi, my name is Jacqui-lee Pryce and welcome to Shadowboxruk.
So what have you been up to then? So hi anyway and welcome. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm good. How you been? You okay?
Yeah, I can't complain, thank you. I literally can't complain. And I'm dry.
Yeah. That's it.
Let me just turn this up. I can't hear you properly. Yes, brilliant. So, yeah, apart from getting soaked now, how has life been treating you, especially in the lockdown period?
Life has been great. I can't complain. So, I mean, I've turned 3 years ago. I've turned professional, and the professional career has been going really well for me. So I'm really grateful. I'm really happy. In the lockdown, prior to my last fight, I had an injury on my right hand. So as soon as I won my last fight, I went through a private clinic to get my hand, and so the whole boxing kind of paused while I was still in recovery. So I just came off a recovery, and
Sorry, I lost you there a little bit at the end.
yeah, I was saying, even like the lockdown kind of worked in my favor, in my boxing career favor, because of everything being paused, and I wasn't forced by the sanction to vacate my title or anything like that, or defend it with my hand injury and all that going on. So now we should be fighting July, August, and we're back in training, hands fully recovered, and just can't wait.
Brilliant, brilliant. So for the people that don't know, you're the WBO super featherweight. Let me think. European champion. I nearly forgot. European champion. Am I right in saying?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, super flyweight. Yeah.
So it would be what, sort of 8 or 9 months since you've been out of the ring?
Yeah, I mean, my last bout was December 14th, so about 6-7 months. Yeah.
Yeah. But like you say, luckily, well, not luckily, but with the lockdown has worked out in your favour, which is brilliant, to be honest with you. So,
I mean,
you've recently moved from MTK Global to Frank Warren. I'm just interested in the fact that, MTK Global is massive promotional team, massive management team. What prompted that move from them to Frank Warren? No disrespect to Frank Warren organisation.
My manager was Johnny Ims, so I was managed by Johnny Ims since I started my boxing career, and we just recently finished off the contract with him. And I boxed on MTK show, although they wanted me to be managed by them and given a promotional deal with them, but because things wasn't right what I wanted. I wanted a huge contract and a better deal, so I thought, let me just carry on boxing. I changed my management team because my sponsors got me a new management team, which was Warren Management, and they kind of helped me to get what I needed in order for me to get the best deal out for me. And the first thing they did was went for WBO European vacate title. I mean, the title was originally Harvey Horn was meant to box for it, and I think because he couldn't get no opponents, so he moved down to flyweight and a flyweight title, and then I ended up boxing at super flyweight. So we both got a title. He's got a flyweight. I've got a super flyweight, and then once we won that, and then we end up getting a huge, really good deal from Frank Warren as a contract, being a promotional contract for us. So that's the reason. That's the reason we went with Frank Warren as a promotional deal.
So yeah, you come from Afghanistan. A lot of people won't know your story. Talk to me about the story of how you came to the UK, which countries you came to, what age were you, and why did you guys come, your family come?
I mean, Afghanistan was during war, 1998, 1997. There was the war just started, so it was. I mean, Taliban kind of took over, so things wasn't going very well for any citizens out there. So I mean, there was I was young. I was literally 4 years old when my parents decided to look somewhere safer for us. And the first thing we did, we took a bus, like my whole family jumped in a bus in the middle of the night to get to Pakistan. Pakistan was in the close neighbor, which was a bit safer.
Just sorry about that. It keeps cutting out, and I can't hear your story. So I heard that you went to Pakistan, and that's as far as I kind of got.
Yeah, so we went to Pakistan and we stayed there for about 2 years, but we ended up having trouble there. Well, I was 6 years old, but my family was having trouble there. we had Taliban coming there and giving us threatening my family, threatening my dad and all that. So my dad didn't feel safe still. And one of my older brothers was at UK, and he wanted us to come there. You know, he wanted us to travel to UK because we landed for an opportunity, and you know, it'd be a great place for the younger generation. So we decided to make our way towards UK. And, well, I think it was 2000. I think it was in 2000. Yeah, we started our journey to UK. So we went through many countries. Like, because I was so young, I didn't remember. But I remember we was in Russia for like about 3 months. You know, was hiding. We were all staying in a house, like in a hideout house, not to get known by the police, because you know we was a refugee, and refugee get treated differently by the police because we didn't have the right to be there. So was there, and then I remember going through borders. We were crossing borders like Slovakia and so many other countries in order to get to Germany. We got into Germany. We ended up staying in Germany for like about 6 months, I think. But because my dad's mind and the whole family mind was to get to UK, so they didn't decide to stay in Germany or anything like that. So they carried on going. They wanted to complete the journey, which was to get to UK. So we went to France. In France, we was at a campsite, and you know, we tried to jump on the lorry and, you know, get the lorry here. We end up being split into 3 different groups. So the first group went first. They tried it. They went to the wrong lorry. I mean, the third attempt, they got to UK. So the second group was me, and me with my sister-in-law and her children, and my uncle. And then we went to another lorry, and our lorry went to a different wrong place. So the first one, the second went to the wrong place. And then the third one, which was fruit. I remember it was doing a fruit lorry, and it had like a freezer on top. It was giving out very cold air. So, you know, they jumped in first. They made a little place for everyone to sit down and hide. And I was at the top of the pot because I was so small, I could fit at the top and just underneath the freezer. So they were just blowing at me. And I think the signal was that if you hear the ship noise at a certain time, that means that's the right lorry going to UK. And I remember. So when we heard, I think at that time when we heard the ship noise, we knew that. I mean, everyone was kind of happy. They were cheering that, oh, this is the right one. It's the right lorry. So eventually, I remember when we had to hear the second ship noise, which was knew that we're gonna land in UK. So when we landed in UK, when the lorry came out in UK, so the first thing we did was, everyone started hearing the lorry. There was more people inside the lorry. And everyone started hitting the lorry until the driver calls the police, and then the police comes, and then they do their procedure by taking your detail on, taking you to a cell and getting your detail and everything, and asking you where you've come into view and all that. And that's where, and it was a long journey, but we got to where we won it at the end.
Can I ask you, so for the people that kind of see that on the news and they make assumptions, just explain to viewers why your family needs to do that. What is it about where you came from? Really, how traumatic was it for you where you came from that made you leave your country and go through that? Because I think it's important for people to understand. They see a vision and they go, "Oh, people coming to our country." That's deep. What you guys went through.
Basically, like just like right now, okay, our country's kind of a bit more peaceful than to what it was now. Back then, I mean, you had the armies that they were fighting against Taliban. You had Afghan. So it was crazy. It was like people dying. Taliban's kind of took over. They took over the government. So they were coming to people's houses. They were robbing people, and they were raping people. They were killing people. And we had a lot of relatives that been done to it, and especially a guy like me that we look kind of we got a lot of traditional people in my country, and we were the kind of people that got picked a lot because of our eyes, and we had the similar Chinese, so we was getting a lot, so we was like the main target. So it was not a safe place for us to be there at all, and that's why we try and look for a place where we can where we can live in a peaceful country. And I think this is a country that where my brother was, and he loved it here, and it was just the right country for him, for all of us. And it's been since we got here, it's been absolutely amazing. It's been great. We've all been doing well. We've all been concentrating and doing what we needed to move on forward. So,
because I see all over your social media, you look so positive, and I just find it just such a wonderful thing that you have gone through something quite traumatic as a young person, and yet you're not sort of letting that define you. You're not moaning. You're not groaning about it. embracing the opportunity. So let's talk about one of the opportunities. Obviously, you started as an amateur. You were at the Peacock Gym. I mean, what age did you start there? And was you always someone that wanted to box?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I grown up, I was originally grown up in North London. We started living at Islington. That's the first place where we was residential. And I was young. I was in school, and when you're in school, you pick up, you grow up with certain kids, and I started picking up this bad habit, fighting. One thing I used to do was fight, and then I kind of got into a lot of trouble, and my family was not happy for me because they walking like, listen, we bring you here, use the opportunity you're given here, study hard, and take your education far. But I was very easily distracted by the people that I was around, so. And they end up finding me a club, which was my local boxing club. At that time, it was Wolfenstone. It was a club KO, and that's where I first went there. And then I just fell in love with the sport. First day, they made me spar, and I knocked out a guy. He was there for like a week or 2 weeks, but it was my first day coming there, and the guy asked me for a sparring, so I said okay. And I remember not having a gum shield, just a head gun, and when the gloves, and then I just closed my hand. I was just letting my hand go, and then within 10 seconds, I looked down. The guy was on the floor. Yeah, within 10 seconds, I looked down. The guy was on the floor. So the coach goes, "You got one thing, you got good speed." And since then he started helping me. I kind of started. I was kind of used to box as an unlicensed, because I didn't know how the boxing worked. So I didn't know. I mean, they were chucking me into the unlicensed boxing, and I was just find out. I was 15. I used to love fighting. So they spoke with guys that are 7 kilo, 5 kilo bigger than me. But what I did was, I went to them fight, even though I was an away fighter, which they kind of took me to lose a fight, and I was still winning. I mean, I went to about 7, 8 fight. I carried on winning all of them, and then there was a coach that came to the club and said, "Listen, I can take you kind of far. I can take you to my club and turn it to amateur and all this stuff." And the first thing he did was took me to RJ. RJ was at Edmonton. There wasn't an amateur official club, but when he took me there, he applied for amateur club, and I was his first amateur boxer at RJ. That's where I started. That's why I started my amateur career, and it went well. I went there. I think it was around 12, 13, 14 amateur fight. I had like 1 loss, 2 losses, and then slowly move up to Peacock, to other gyms, and carried on boxing. But I wasn't really taking it serious until I said I decided to turn professional. Because I was studying in a way as well. I wasn't training like how I'm training now. I'm training now as in I'm full-time boxer now. But then it was like once in a while, then go out, study and also go out in the weekend, and But
basically cheating yourself.
Yeah. I graduated. I did everything, but I still. I thought like something was missing in my life. I kind of stopped boxing like for like a year, 2 years, and I thought, I'm missing something in my life. So I got back into boxing. I decided to turn professional. And since I turned professional, I'm loving it. Everything's been going great. So.
And I hear you were looking to take on Sonny Edwards. You said you wanted a couple more fights, and then you wanna call him out, which is, I wouldn't say brave, but a lot of people avoid him. So I was quite surprised to hear that you wanted to box him.
I mean, boxing is all about when you join boxing, you want to be the best, and to be the best, you gotta fight the best. I think Sonny and Charlie, they're the potential fighters we want to look in the future, but they're top talent. They're definitely top talent. They're top of the game right now at the super flyweight, I reckon, and they will definitely be a world champion. So building that fight between me and them in the future can make a big history, super flyweight fight. And I reckon, I believe in myself. I say I'll reach the title that I need to win. There's four different organizations in the professional game. You got the IBF, WBF.
I've lost you again.
Sorry. We're all capable of winning one from each other and have the biggest clash, and we are under one same promoter, so that fight can be easily made in the future. Like I said, they're in their own journey to make history by having a professional winning world title in one night, and I'm on my own journey by becoming the first Afghan British in history to take a title, win a title. So that's my aim. They're great talent. I know them. They've worked very hard to get where they're from. So it's not like in a disrespectful way I'm calling them out. I'm saying it'd be a very good potential for us for the fight to be done in the future. and I would love to. I see them as one of the best in super flyweight division. That's why the reason I'm already saying that I would love that fight in the future.
Yeah. So I noticed that you're an orthodox and you like to sort of box you at range, but you also are quite a switcher as well, aren't you? You could box from the south to the south. But what sort of style would you say that you have?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm very awkward. A lot of people say, you know, they look at my video and then they say, oh, you know, I got a rhythm to you. And then when they spar me and they say you're very awkward because I changed style. And I look at all boxers. I've learned everything from everyone. I looked at Muhammad Ali, learned something. I looked at Tyson, learned something. I looked at Floyd, learned something. I looked at all these great boxers. I've looked at every boxer that out there, been there. I've learned something from them, and I've just created this my own little style, which has been as awkward as possible. And that's what you gotta be, and you gotta have your own style. I understand people trying to, you know, duplicate another style, but boxing is this. Your own style comes from your personality, so you have to bring that style that comes at you. I mean, I understand a lot of boxers, like I said, they want to be Floyd, they want to box like Floyd, but that's not you. You gotta be who you are, and let that personality take over the style. And I think you become a bit better, and that's what a lot of people. I mean, whoever I spar with or box with, they say you're very, very awkward. I mean, sometimes they look, oh, you know, we can find a reason, but as soon as they get in the ring, they look at me and they say you're very, very awkward. And you know, I just want to develop it. I mean, I'm still a prospect. I'm learning every day by day. And I'm improving day by day. So I'm not there, but I'm when I get to my final peak, I think I'll definitely be one of the best. I believe in myself.
So I'm guessing, you know, what I would ask you is, what would be your most difficult? I'm going to say in boxing, the most sort of difficult day you've had in boxing, because I'm guessing this is a breeze to you, having been through what you've been through as a child. But what would you say is the most difficult time you've had in boxing so far?
You know, there's a lot of most difficult time is, you know, when you can't, because boxing, professional boxing is a thing that it's like, I want to work with certain people, and because of what the two different other people have the relationship, because of them, I can't make both guys happy. So you know, there's been one thing I don't like is hurting someone's emotion, from like especially a team member. So I mean, during the scene when we were changing managers and coaches and all this stuff, there's a lot of emotion going up and down. I didn't like it, but I had to do it in order for me to go forward. And that's the only thing that kind of upset me. Like you know, me, anyone that's been good to me, I'm very good to them. And you know, everyone around my boxing career, I've started professional, have been great to me. And you know, their emotions have changed through certain things certain decisions I had to make in order for me to go forward. And that's one thing I didn't like in boxing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, that's business. It's hard, isn't it? Because that's business, and friendship is friendship, and sometimes, it's hard not to upset people. But
that's the thing. That's one thing I don't. That's one thing I didn't like.
Yeah, but, especially for an honourable person.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that kind of I find it difficult, you know. But other than that, everything else is great. I mean, I love it.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, what would you say today? I'm guessing I know the answer, but I may not. What is the best day that you've had in boxing thus far?
The best day, I think, winning my title. Definitely, it was like, you know, I never thought myself. I've always said I'm gonna get it, but I never see it coming. I visualize it, say, I'm gonna get it. It's always when I'm working hard, I say I want to win this. I want to win every my fight. But I never thought it was that day's gonna come. Actually, I'm gonna be like. Sometimes I'm even now, right? I'm standing. I'm like, WBO champion, like, you know. So, but it's a hard work and belief and fate. So I think definitely you can get anything.
Yeah. So who did you call when you won? You know, you get back to the dressing room. You've done all your interviews. Who's the first person that you called?
You know, I called my mom because I wanted to win for her. The whole fight was for her. I mean, there was a point because my hand was damaged second round, and I remember coming to the corner. I was like, I went to my coach. My hand's really hurt. I don't know if I'm carrying. He goes, if your hand, go there, win the fight. And I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, this is the fight I wanted to win for my mom, because it's a fight dedicated to my mom, because she's been fighting her whole life, and I'm giving up like this. No way. If I give up,
nice.
You know, she can't give. She's gonna end up having that mentality. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna fight. So I carried on. I'm just saying. I just remember going every round in there, and I was round 7. I was really hurt. I was getting caught with a really hooks, because how long am I gonna box with one hand? But although I was tapping with my right hand, but I ended up getting caught with a lot of hooks, and around 7 I was really hurt, and I thought I was about to drop, and I thought, nah, can't drop, it's from my mum. And and when I went there, first thing I did, I called my mum. I won it, and my brother was there next to me. He found her, like, Kaisy won it, and she was very happy. She was in tears, and they was watching. I mean, the whole family was watching it live through a YouTube stream, but she never watched it. So, but
does she not
very,
like watch the boxing? Does she sort of go like that?
yeah. She don't like it. I mean, she goes to me, don't box, but she knows that I love it. She knows that boxing got me out of a lot of trouble, and so in a way she kind of says do it, but she says be careful in it.
Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
So yeah,
I think absolutely. I love to hear men talk about their mothers in such a positive way and without feeling embarrassed or shy or anything about it. So I'm actually quite choked, to be honest. I think it's lovely. And the fact that you kind of went, I can't lose this because I've got to do it for my mum. Yeah, it is gorgeous. So have you had a chance to go home? Do you go back to Afghanistan, or is it just not somewhere you want to go, or I don't know?
I mean, I still got some relatives that went back. I've still had my family going back once, twice, when my brothers had to married there, and but I'm the only one in the whole family that haven't went back, because I promised myself if I do go back, I'd rather go with a proper and official title, with a world title. And I promised myself, so until I don't win either British title or world title, I'll definitely go, definitely go back with it, and it's just to present it like I haven't forgotten about the country that I was born in. I'm Afghan. I'm British always. I'm very grateful for this country. It's my main country, but Afghanistan is where my mother was born. My mother was raised. It's a culture that my mom and dad has given to me. First thing they teach me is respect, and respect is the one thing, and I learned most of the culture stuff that we do in our home is from that land itself. So that culture, for that culture, I have to, because the motherland, so I have to go there and just take the belt that I won this. I would
guess that there's a lot of young men and women that are, your star must have risen at home in Kazakhstan. Sorry, what did I call it? Afghanistan. Sorry. But yeah, you're right. Your star must have totally risen, and there must be boys and girls going, "Oh my God, look what I can do." If I just tried hard enough. Do you know what I mean? There must be that buzz around you.
Yeah, I mean, also, my main message was, there's got a lot of Afghan refugees coming, the youngsters there. A lot of them comes to UK, and I've seen it myself with my own eyes. I mean, most of them get into bad health because they're the first thing, they're not allowed to walk. They get given a little card saying prohibited to walk, so they're not allowed to walk. And they the first thing they do is they get bored. They're young. They go on. The first thing they're doing is go in the street and find friends, and because they're not used to the habitat. I mean, the lifestyle of this country. So the first they get used by giving them drugs and all that. So they think this is the only easy money. So they learned that, and I just want to give an opportunity. I want to show them that there's not an opportunity. There's boxing club out there. There's tennis club. There's so much sports out there for free, that is supported by the government. And even if they go through their social service, they will help them out, get that for them. But they can reach so high if they put their work into it. Instead of them going doing something bad and then getting locked up and spending most of it. And then their family worrying back home, the most of them get sent here to get a visa or something, and then end up bringing the family here, or helping them and bringing food to their table. But because most of them get guided and go in a bad direction, they end up getting locked up.
You've got such a wise head on your shoulders. You've taken an opportunity and you've run with it. I'm guessing you would be such a great sport. I know you're a young person anyway, but you would be a really great spokesman for not just, I wouldn't even just say just for your community, just for young people that have, you can see that if you go down this path, you'll end up that way. Or if you go down this path, like I've done, look what opportunities can open up to you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like I said, I've grown in London, so I'm in East London mainly. And I've seen my schoolmates get into trouble, and they going in for 10 years for attempted murder and all that cases, and it breaks my heart. and there was so much talent in football and all that, and they had their own talent, and I'm sure if they took it serious, they would have went so far. They would have went so far. And if I could just help one kid, and motivate them and inspire them to get off the street, I would love it. I mean, I would just it'll feel the world to me. I mean, I'm currently at my club the club that I was at, TKO Barking. I was currently working with the young school kids, helping them, and we're giving out free classes there for them, so they come off after school. We do a class, and I give them my stories, and like my aim is, as long as if I can help one kid and get him off the street and go in the right direction, I'll be pleased with myself.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So in terms of moving forward, I know that we've kind of only just started to get back into boxing. Have you had any word of anything juicy coming up for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got told to be ready July, August, and they've already picked an opponent. So when I was told, so he was told as well. So we've already started. I mean, my opponent has been training. I've been training, but we've just been told to wait for the dates for July and August, and he'll be definitely on BT. He'll be on Frank Warren show, and he'll be for another title, and defending my title. So I'm more very. As soon as
are you allowed to say who it is yet?
I can't say who it is yet because I can't say that yet. But he's got all the experience to fight me. He's a hungry kid. He's from Birmingham. That's the only thing I can say. But he's I'm sure he's ready. He's gonna bring his best, and I'm gonna bring my best, and make the best man win.
Yeah, hey, I like that. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, keep in touch. Let me know how you're getting on. But thanks ever so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was great to talk to you. And it was an absolute pleasure, and answering your questions as well.
Oh,
thank
bless
you so much.
You're welcome.
If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber of Shadowboxruk UK, we'd love to see you. So please go ahead and subscribe now.